Who's your current pick in the East to go to the finals?
I got to go with Boston. I'm going to keep going with Boston. They got the best player in the league in Jayson Tatum, best duo in the league with those two guys. Big fan of it. Brad Stevens, big fan, guru. Like they're just set up to win championships, right? You got Cleveland. Cleveland's playing really well. I love Cleveland. Big fan of Cleveland.
Why Boston over Cleveland then?
I think
you were with Cleveland last year, right?
Yeah.
So you saw, obviously you weren't there with Kenny Atkinson, but you were there with Bickerstaff. So they've changed their system dramatically. They're totally different this year. Why Boston over Cleveland still, despite that?
Just experience. Been there, done it. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Jayson Tatum been getting to the Eastern Conference Finals since he was a rookie, right? Like those lights are just different. And until you actually get there, see how it is to lose, to win, they just haven't done it with Cleveland. I love Kenny Atkinson. I love the addition. I think that definitely takes us over the top. But even when JB was a hell of a coach. I think it's just his time just ran out with those guys. But you see what he's doing in Detroit, and I just got to shout him out because Detroit is playing excellent basketball. And for a guy to come and—
he had a great rant over the weekend after facing OKC.
For sure. And he was right, though. He was right. Like, Detroit is coming around. Like, give him some respect. You know what I'm saying? And what he's done— and I'm going to get back to Cleveland. What he's done by leaving Cleveland the way he did, right? They got further than they've been in a long time, and your coach get fired. That's not normal. Going to Detroit, taking a team that hasn't won in a few years and been dog for a few years, brought him back to actually a really good team and a really good camp, like going the way that you would love to see an organization go, right? So I have to say that he's a great coach. I think Kenny Atkinson just was a breath of fresh air for Cleveland. His schemes, the way he's using Evan Mobley, the way he's spacing the floor out, his, guys getting into the lane, creating guys that like playing with each other. Guys are getting open shots. Mitchell, he's a great leader, right? He's in the gym all the time. He loves the game. So I think that they have the pieces. I just don't know if the time is now. But for sure, in these next 2 to 3 years, Cleveland is going to win a championship or get to the championship. I can almost guarantee that.
So it seems like this year you're just leaning towards some of these teams that have proven it. Boston.
Only one team, not some of these teams. One team.
Well, Lakers, the Celtics just won a title. Lakers have won before with LeBron. Luke has been to a championship. So these teams that have these star players, these leaders on their teams that have been there and done that. So like, it seems like you're leaning that way versus OKC hasn't done it. Cleveland hasn't done it, and some of these other teams haven't done it. And by the way, also, I'm sure Adam Silver would very much love your championship pick, Celtics-Lakers.
Oh, man. I think basketball will love it. But, I mean, just think about it. Luka goes to the Lakers. You got the greatest player ever in LeBron James. You got Luka Doncic. You got Jayson Tatum. And that whole gang right there, that's like must-see TV. Peyton Pritchard, hell of a player, man. If Peyton Pritchard wasn't on the Celtics and he had a real shot of like playing somewhere in the league with significant minutes, he'd be a hell of a guy. Like, he's a hell of a guy now.
All-star potential for Peyton Pritchard?
I wouldn't go that far, but I would say he'd be a really good other. I call him super other. Like, my career is based on a super other. He's a super other, guy that
like
can really get it done.
His role, that type of guy.
Exactly. And if another guy go down, he can be the guy, okay, we need you to get 20. Like, we need you to actually play, right? So I believe in that. But let's go back to the Cleveland thing. Love Cleveland. I love what they're doing over there. Top-notch organization. The guys are like really coachable. And you just have a lot of bodies. They just got Hunter from Atlanta, another Philly guy.
Lineup versatility with him.
Hey, man, they really got better. And they understand the dynamic of the players, the coaches. Like, that whole thing over there that they're doing, I had a good chance to be a part of that. And I really think that, like, they're going to be one of the teams to be with in these next couple of years.